What's up, you guys? Welcome to my workout. Today is March 18, 2024. This is day 37 of Peptide Therapy. I want to thank Merrick Health for sponsoring my treatment and guiding me through the process. And I am definitely feeling better in my joints now, especially in my knees and my ankles. And those are the joints that were really giving me some issues. My shoulders also, everything is getting better. So that being said, I'm not really working out that hard right now. I actually took the weekend off of doing pretty much everything, just a little bit of stretching. Today I'm going to be doing light pull-ups, mostly just to maintain the pattern of doing pull-ups and not let my body totally shut down and go dormant on me. But I'm going to be doing just real easy, mellow versions of the pull-up. So if you are new to pull-ups or you're returning to them after a long time, much of what I'm going to do here could be helpful because it's pretty low expectation, low barrier to entry, and I'll also be using a few devices that help me to keep because for me pull-ups are difficult even in the best of times. So but today I'm just doing enough to keep everything up and running. Okay, so that being said, before I even do pull-ups, I like to warm up with these. I believe these are referred to as dislocates. This is a 6-foot long PVC pipe, and I just hold it. I don't even grip it. I just kind of let it sit on my thumbs this way. That way the bar can slide because I have super tight shoulders. So I just do a few of these. I'm gonna turn around just so the important part, what I'm focusing on when I'm doing these, is the shoulder blade activation, or what's going on between the shoulder blades. I also have a habit of letting my head dip forward, so I always want to make sure that my neck is in an upright, neutral position and not craning forward. Just moving at the shoulder blades, letting the pipe slide. One more time. Okay. This is a lat pull down bar. It is mounted on a swivel. The swivel above me has been professionally installed by a licensed contractor, so it is well anchored into a reinforced stud. So hopefully it won't break when I'm applying my entire body weight to it. I've been using this thing for many years. This was actually my daughter's swing set. All of these mounts here, I entrusted 2 children to these mounts, and that's why we had to make sure they were installed really well. The reason why I like to use a lat pull down bar is because it ensures that I am pulling symmetrically with both arms. If one arm, it's natural on a pull up for one arm to dominate. So I'm a right-handed person, so if my right arm on this bar wants to do that, well, that's an immediate no-go. I won't be able to go much farther than that. So this bar teaches me to symmetrically engage both sides at the same rate, so I can keep the bar level, because once the bar goes crooked on me, I just won't be able to go any higher, and it's a self-correcting mechanism. So right now I'm just going to practice hanging, and if you're new to pull-ups, don't be in a rush to do pull-ups. By the way, just real quick, the grip, especially if you're trying to develop your grip so that you can even do a pull-up, you're going to have to do a lot of hanging first. It's sort of like learning to stand before you walk and learning to walk before you run. So a lot of people have an issue when they grab a bar of this ridge of skin right here, getting caught. If this is the bar, it gets caught between the bar and the base of your fingers. And when we wrap over, well, since we have a bar, so when we grab the bar, if we just randomly grab the bar, that ridge of skin is going to get caught between the bar and the base of your fingers, and it's going to act as a door jamb. And then when you apply your weight to it, you're going to twist up into that ridge of skin, and that hurts. So oftentimes that is the limiting factor on people's ability to both hang and to do pull-ups. So what you want to do, well, I don't know why I'm putting this away. When you grab your bar, use the bar to push that ridge of skin down and just wrap your fingers over it. So now that ridge of skin is underneath the bar and only your fingers are over the top right here. So right here, you push that. If you can do that, then no more pain in your grip. But you will have to pay a higher price in terms of the amount of muscle you have to use in both your palms and your forearms, because once you get that ridge of skin out of there, you'll realize how much leverage it was giving you and the muscles that account for your grip. So you should, in theory, when you take just your fingers over the bar, you should now feel much heavier, and your ability or the amount of time you can hang, that should go down a bunch, but that's okay. Because every second you get stronger using what I call your real grip, that's actually going to give you what you need to do a pull-up. If you use this little door jamb grip, that's fine, and that's a default grip. But my thing is, get your fingers strong first, and then you can always roll back into that ridge of skin, and that'll just increase your overall hang or pull-up time. Okay, so I'm just gonna hang. I'm gonna turn my back because I'm not just gonna hang dead under the bar. I'm gonna try and externally rotate my upper arms. So what I mean by that is the inside of my elbows, when I'm hanging, I'm going to try to turn them outwards and facing behind me, because that'll take my upper arm and externally rotate it. If I can do that by just trying to externally rotate my upper arms from the hang position like this, I now am teaching myself how to engage my scapular musculature as well as my lats. So that's all I'm trying to do, is I'm just trying to turn the insides of my elbows behind me and angling my chest up. I know oftentimes we're told to do scapular pull-ups, and sometimes the cue is to retract your scapulae, but a lot of people don't really know how to necessarily squeeze the muscles between their shoulder blades, but we tend to have a nice command of our arms. So if once you hang from your bar right here, you turn the insides of your elbows backwards, you should feel an activation of your latissimus and back musculature. And then another thing is, don't hang so long that you get tired. I know it seems counterintuitive and against a lot of the common wisdom out there, but to me, there's no rush. You don't have to hang until you're miserable. Just hang until you're challenged, rest, and then go back for more. Okay, so I'm going to be using these Kensui 45-degree handles. I have no affiliation with this company. They were nice enough to send these to me, but I just like these grips, because this 45-degree angle, in my opinion, is the most efficient, and it's also the healthiest angle for me to do pull-ups from. at least for my shoulders. I also like to, when I do dumbbell bench press, I also like to angle my hands at 45 degrees. I believe this angle centers me over the largest portion of my chest, and it also allows me to use the largest portion of my back musculature. So once again, I gotta make sure that these are obviously symmetrically placed on the bar. Otherwise, when I apply myself to the bar, I'm already gonna be lopsided. Okay, so, and once again, this ability to turn the insides of the elbows to the back is facilitated by this 45-degree angle. So once I'm here, I can now I just feel like I get a nice strong pull, a straight pronated grip on a regular bar. Those are fine, but I have an old surgery on my right shoulder, and when I take a regular grip, like on this bar right here, a pronated grip or a standard pull-up grip internally rotates my upper arm into my shoulder socket too much. So once I'm twisted, it's internally rotated, and then when I pull up into this way, I kind of get a feeling of sort of like wringing out a towel and then bending it. It doesn't feel good to me. So if I can cheat that a little bit with these 45-degree handles. So once again, I'm just from a dead hang. I'm going to angle my chest up towards the bar. I'm going to try and rotate the insides of my elbows backwards, which externally rotates my upper arms into sockets. And from here, now this is as high as, so that first rep I did was a fuller pull-up, but if you're first learning how to do pull-ups, or you're just wanting to warm up for pull-ups in general, for me, I like to just go into the range of motion that's easy to get into and easy to get out of. So yes, I could do that kind of a pull-up, but if I'm being honest with myself, this is the actual height that I can get up into easily and then lower down from easily. So if I'm here, externally rotate the upper arms, use my lats to get me about right around here, and then come back down. So if you're new to pull-ups, you just want to get really good at the least amount of the pull-up as you can. I promise, if you just do whatever you can in the pull-up, if it's a quarter of an inch, a half an inch, but you can do 3 of those, just do those. Don't be in a rush to do a full pull-up. Don't kick your legs. You can do all of that stuff later, but right now, just find out and teach your body and yourself what is the range of motion that you have perfect control over, because as you teach your body to just work right in this little range of motion, right in here, and just make this perfectly all right, just a few of these, and then let go before your hands get too tired and your forearms start to burn. Just be really nice to yourself. It sounds weird, but your body will trust you and allow you to go farther, both within this workout, and it'll also want you to come back for more tomorrow. But if you pulverize yourself on every rep and every set and every workout, day after day, your nervous system is gonna balk, and it's gonna affect your emotions and how you feel about doing this, and you're gonna bail. So, all right, so I've done a few easy to get into and easy to get out of, very user-friendly, gentle pull-ups. I'm gonna now just build that up a little more. Once again, hanging, angling by chest, gonna externally rotate my upper arms, explore pulling a little bit higher. That felt pretty nice. Once again. Okay. And on the break, I'm gonna define, when I say pull, what I'm thinking of when I'm doing this, it's very natural for your hands or your mind to be, when you're doing a pull-up, it's very normal for your mind to be focusing on where it's grabbing the bar and trying to take all of this weight underneath the hands and just pulling it up. That is completely normal to do. For most of the upper body exercises I do, the muscles that are between your shoulder blades, those are the glutes of your upper body. And just like in a lot of leg movements, you want to generate those from your glutes. A lot of upper body movements, I also like to generate from between the shoulder blades. I mean, okay, here we go. Right now I'm just going to recover from those. So I like to do this exercise in between sets and reps of pull-ups because it just allows me to refresh everything. But if you notice, as this bar is coming over and behind me, the muscles, the rhomboids, middle and lower trapezius of the in between the shoulder blades, they literally will squeeze together like butt cheeks. So if you can generate most of your movements, even bench press and push-ups, I generate from between my shoulder blades. And I'm not the best bench presser or push-up guy in the world, but when I generate from between my shoulder blades, my shoulders like that much, much better. And one other thing, when I'm pulling on a pull-up, I got a little off the topic. I don't like to pull from my hands. I don't like to grip and try to pull myself up. I pretend that this is an upper jaw, this is a lower jaw, and I'm gonna bite down. So the lats become like the masseter, upper jaw, lower jaw, and you're biting down, okay? So that is a much more powerful, the leverage on that is just much, much better. So from here, externally rotate the upper arms. I'm gonna bite down. And then lower. So once again, I am from here to here, here to here, biting down, not pulling up. That's a very helpful cue that I learned from somebody smarter than me a long time ago. By the way, if you guys need a lot of what I learned about bodyweight exercises, came from a guy, his name is Daniel Vadnal of Fitness FAQs on YouTube. Check him out. That guy gives away so much free, super valuable information. Big shout out to Daniel Vadnal of Fitness FAQs. All right, so once again, go to a full hang. And also, what I mean by a full hang, once I release, gotta make sure this is equal. From here, I'm actually trying to let my legs and my hips stretch out my midsection, making my midsection, my abs as long and skinny as I can. Then I angle my chest. I find if I do that, then the core is able to connect my rib cage to my hips in the most efficient way. And by efficient, if I fully lengthen out my torso and take all the slack out of my spine, when it's time to bite down here, all of the muscles are symmetrically going to recruit themselves. If I don't do that and there's a little kink or a little bit of slack in the system, then I will not get a even and symmetrical and full contractile pattern on both sides of my body. So, okay. And once again, I'm not doing a lot of reps. I'm just doing one at a time, trying to just get a nice squeeze. Okay, once again, so I'm just trying to get the biggest stretch. I'm trying to elongate my torso, make it as long and skinny as possible, angling my chest up, externally rotating my upper arms by pointing the insides of my elbows backwards. Then I'm going to bite down from underneath my arms as if my upper arm is the upper jaw and my rib cage is the lower jaw and my lats are the masseters. Okay. Now I'm going to do a few body curls. I like to add these to my pull-ups. I feel like this is a very functional full body hanging exercise, and it's also, in a pinch, something that's good to be able to do if you're ever in a situation where you're hanging from something and you need to hang from it long enough to be rescued or just to not die as soon. It's a good thing to not just be able to do a pull-up, but to be able to bring your legs up to whatever it is you are hanging from. Because if you can wrap your legs around what you're hanging from, you will be able to hang from it much, much longer. Now, statistically, most of us will probably never have to face that scenario, and that's obviously a good thing. But a few people, you never know, you just might have to do that. So, and you know what? Let's just pretend that's never going to happen to you. Being able to hang and curl yourself into a big fist, it's just a really good thing to be able to do to integrate your entire body. Because if you look at what this is, if you look at your hand, it's sort of like just squeezing your entire body. This is a very functional thing to do. Well, if you're here, if this is like a big open palm, and then being able to squeeze yourself into a big fist. I don't do isolated core exercises. I don't really do sit-ups, leg raises, crunches, Russian twists. Those are fine if you want to do them, but to me, I like to use exercises. To me, I use my core when I'm standing the most. So sitting or lying on my back to train my core, it's not my favorite way to do it because the application for me once I'm on my feet seems to get lost. So let's go one more time. So if you just want to do a curl up, I don't know what else I'll call it, all you need is from your fully extended body position, angle the chest, and just start right here. From here, you should be able to now just bring, now in the beginning, if you haven't done this for a while, this might happen. You're gonna go, all right? Don't be discouraged. I guarantee you, even if you've never done this in your life, or it's been a long time, like last time you did it, you were on a playground, you have all the muscle on your body right now to do what I just did. You're just gonna have to program that muscle with lots of partial repetitions. So right now, all you gotta do is this. If this is all you've got, fine. That's where it starts. Do not get discouraged with that. Shake your hands out. Come back and just know that this that is going to deliver a lot to you, but you just have to do it over and over and over again. Okay, don't just get discouraged, go like, oh, because it's easy to think that like that'll never turn into anything. But if you are just patient and diligent and you trust yourself and you build the trust, you allow your body to trust that you're not gonna ask it to do more than it can handle, then you'll be able to, okay? You'll just have a little bit more on you. And then I don't know, a day, a week, a month later, you just, keep going. Don't give up. Don't get angry at yourself. Don't curse and swear. Just breathe. And the only thing you have to worry about is just doing the next one and the next one and the next one. You don't have to slay the dragon in one day. You just right here. It's gonna look and it's gonna feel very, very lame and shitty. Don't worry about it. The only thing that's lame and shitty is being tricked into thinking that's not gonna turn into something more. You're just gonna have to keep throwing down those partial, shitty reps, because every time you push that command through your body, the connection between your brain and the structures you need to do that is going to get reinforced a little bit more, and then that signal is going to go farther and farther and farther. So then you'll be able to, before you know it, you'll be able to okay? I promise. Just, that goes with all of everything you do. Push-ups, if all you can do is this, don't worry, keep doing this. Your body, as it becomes very comfortable and familiar with here, it'll naturally start bringing you lower without you even having to try it. But if you force yourself to go lower than what your body can handle, and then your hips have to fall through, and the whole thing starts to get frustrating and shitty, then you're not going to want to train this anymore, and you're going to stop, and you're going to think that this sucks, and you're going to think that you suck. You'll probably think that I suck, and then everybody loses. So, and then just, okay, right here. Now I'm holding the bar. Ugh. And, okay. Because now that I'm a little more warmed up. Super tight shoulders. And yes, that becomes an that for me, that's an exercise. That's not a mobility drill. This is an exercise now. So I'm going to hold on, squeeze my shoulder blades. I'm trying to create the space between my shoulder blades for this bar with a narrower grip to come around. So squeezing the shoulder blades, trying to push it farther behind me, and then getting it up over the top. Once again. Here's where I naturally stop, but if I squeeze the shoulder blades, I'm also trying to externally rotate my upper arms. Once again, turning the insides of my elbows up towards the sky. Still trying to turn the insides of my elbows up towards the sky. I also want to bring my neck back into neutral because it ran away forward. Squeezing the shoulder blades together, keeping my upper arms externally rotated in the sockets, and then bringing this back around. Oh, that's hard for me. Okay. I'm just going to do one more pull-up, and then we're going to go and have dinner with the wife. All right. I'm going to face the breeze. Once again, fully elongating my body, taking all the slack out of my spine and my core, angling the chest up, externally rotating the upper arms by turning the inside of my elbows backwards, also squeezing the thighs together. Another thing, final point, I don't really concern myself with, I never really have, is actually getting my chin over the bar. That to me, it's just never really been necessary unless you're in a contest or you're in the military where the requirement is to get your chin over the bar. I find that in the degree of rotation, the rotational forces at the shoulder to get here, and some of the things we sometimes have to do to get there without actual, well, using momentum, that to me the risk to benefit ratio on that is not really that great. So I only pull as high as I can muscularly control myself. As I'm getting tired now, I'll show you my true range of motion on this final repetition. This is it right here. This is it. It's miles from chin over the bar, but the recruitment pattern I had was symmetrical. It was strong and it was engaged, and I'm going to get something out of that. So it doesn't matter that my chin didn't go over that bar on any of these reps, and I don't care. All right, so done for the day. If you're still here, thank you so much. Much aloha.